Hello and welcome to a Godot tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a firework in Godot 4. Okay, first you're going to want to open up a new scene, a 3D scene. Name this one firework. Take your firework model. This is a pretty simple one. I threw it together in like 5 minutes. Change the firework model's position to 0, 0. It will be a little off. You're going to want to turn off. Wait, I'm sorry. You're going to want to try to make it in the center as possible. Very good. And then it's going to have a couple of children. Couple more children. First is going to be an animation player. And a CPU particles. And 2 separate audio player 3D. Audio stream player, sorry. First one's going to be for the whistle. Second one's going to be for the kaboom explosion. Okay. And then you're going to want to go into these settings. First thing you're going to want to do is change in the time tab lifetime to 0.5. One shot is on. Pre-process to 0.04. Spread scale to speed, to 0.5. Explosiveness all the way up. And fixed FPS to 30. Okay? Then in drawing, mesh, new circle mesh, where is it? Sphere mesh. And then as for the material, when you're creating a material, you're going to standard material, but there's this tab that says Vertex color. Make sure you click is this first box to be on. Okay? If you don't do that, then it won't work. You can go ahead and turn it on real quick. See how big that is. I like to turn down the scale to 0.1 for the radius and for the height. 0.2. The height has to be a little bit bigger than the radius, or it'll be kind of lopsided. Twice as big to be exact. And then in the intentional velocity, velocity minimum stays 0 and velocity max is 20. And then the angular velocity, both are going to be 0. And then color, pick a light blue for the color. This is important that you don't leave it as white. It can be really any color. I like to pick light blue though. And then turn this one up to -1. This one down to, oh wait, didn't mean to run that. Did not mean to run that. And then, see, it explodes. You might notice that it's all white, even though we already set the color. That's because you got to make sure you have a variation curve. Almost forgot that. But when it emits, see? Okay. And then firework. In the animation player, you're going to want to put your, in the first audio stream player, for the stream, you're going to want to put your whistling. I mean explosion. I mean, these don't really matter which order they go in. First one's explosion, second one's whistling. Okay. Animation. Click a new animation. Name this really anything, like explode. I like to do explode. Make it 3 seconds long. You're going to run out a couple tracks now. Property track, firework. Position, 2 from the firework. Position, and oh, gotta make sure you click on the firework. Invisible. Position, invisible. Okay? Now, from both the audio stream players, I mean from the particles, you're going to want to put emitting. And then from both of these, playing. Okay, once you got all those in, for the fireworks position, take this one, insert a key. That's going to start as the default key. That one doesn't really matter that much. That's more for debugging. And then change the Y to 10. If you wanted to turn this firework into a gun, you'd skip most of this animation part. You'd skip the position, but not the visible. And you'd make it so that at a certain point, it turns invisible. So, at around 2.5, put the position there. Make sure these are linear. I mean, not linear, this solid line. And then at 2.5, insert a key. Turn this off visible. I like to make sure that I have inserts. Oh, wrong one. Inserts just in case I want to play this in a loop. I can see it for debugging. Doesn't really matter that much in game, but it's nice to have. Okay. And then as soon as it turns invisible, make sure emitting is on. You don't have to have a reset value for this one because it has one shot. As you can see, you got to make, as you can see in the particles, has one shot on. So you don't need that much. And then the first one is the whistle. So insert it here. I mean, the explosion. The first one's the explosion. So insert it at the very end. Value of on. Make sure you put your explosion so that, and then the other, so that it's, and then whistle. Your whistle sound for the firework coming up. This one, even though it looks like you're going to want to slide it back, you're not going to actually want to slide it back. And from the top, oh, sorry, you're going to want to change the, in transform, you're going to want to change this position to Y of 10. So that when the firework goes off, oh, keep pressing the wrong button. Go to animation, press play. I think I have this on repeat. Make sure you set autoplay on load. I do not know why this keeps playing on loop. That is all from the firework. Save it. I'm going to save it in code as firework.tsn. And that's it for the firework. If all you came was to learn how to make a firework, then you're done. However, I'm going to show you how to make a firework launcher as well. Okay, so new 3D scene. And all you need is 2 child nodes. Firework launcher 3D model. You're going to want to really scale both of these up a little. You might want to go back and do that. Unless, well, I'm scaling them up. You don't have to if you have a better model. Once again, I threw this together just a couple of minutes. Very easily. I mean, this isn't essential, but I like to make sure I'm making sure the tube is right in the center. Oh, and if you're wondering how I'm moving around like this, you hold right click and then use WASD to move around in a 3D space. Okay. And then also a timer. A child node timer. You can leave auto start on and one shot on. Okay. Now let's get into a little bit of code. First, rename this firework launcher. Sorry. Now, script. New script. In the code folder. Even the create. Okay. If you want to make it so that on start the firework is random, all you have to do is delete this pass, drag in your timer, tab timer dot wait time. Wait time equals, sorry, you have to have a variable called RNG equals random number generator dot new. Okay? Equals RNG dot random range and then from, I don't know, 0.5 to 1. Okay. And then there's only a couple things you need to do. On timer timeout, you're going to want to go to node timeout. Oh. Right click and press connect. Okay. Connect it to the firework launcher script. And on that timer timeout, drag in your timer again. You could create a variable, but just to make things easier, dot wait time equals timer dot wait time. This is so that when the firework launches, it'll do a random amount of time in between launching another firework. If you only want one firework to launch, you can skip this part for a little bit. Equals Randy range. Now these are RNG dot Randy range. These are kind of oddly specific times, but it gives the firework enough time to launch. Just follow along. If you want to change the time, how long it takes the firework to get to the top, you're going to want to change these two. But I have somewhere between 5.5 seconds and 7.5. Okay. And just want to do timer, drag in that timer again, unless you have a variable. Timer dot start. That is all. Now, you're going to want to go up here and create a @export var firework. And then create one of these. And we're going to type in packed scene equals wait, no equals. Save. You have to save. Save. And then click up here. Go into the inspector, and in the code folder for me, go and drag in firework.tscn. Okay. And now you're going to want to come down here and create a function. So, func launch. And delta. Or num, or whatever. Okay. Variable. You're going to want to create a firework instance. So var firework insta. Shorten it down. Equals firework dot instant. Now, I did get this part of the code from a different tutorial. I don't remember where it was, but if you think it's you, as node 3D, and then firework inst dot set as top level. And then true. And then you're going to get parent node 3D dot add child firework instance. And then in this next line of code, firework inst dot global transform origin global transform dot origin equals vector 3 position dot x position. You could have just done position dot y, but I like to do +1 just to make it so that it's slightly like in the tube of the firework launcher. And then position.bc. And then last line of code in this function, position dot lurk. Position dot direction to firework ends dot position, and then your num. Okay, and then on timer timeout. Remove this process filter. I forgot to. On timer timeout. You're gonna want to call that launch. Launch. 10. 10's a good number. If it was in a process, you'd put the delta, because you know how they're func process delta. You put that delta there. But since it's on timer timeout, you don't. Okay? Save that. And then hop over to your world. This is a basic world that I set up real quick. As you can see, all the nodes right here. And then go down to code. Firework.tyson. Oh, sorry. Firework launcher.tscn. There it is. You're gonna want to put it like somewhere in front of the camera. And then on play. And as you can see there, that is how you get a firework to work in Godot 4.